Okay, hopefully this presentation is going to be funny. So can you just look under the table to make sure there's no tumbleweed? I don't want any tumbleweed moments, so just have a quick look to see if there's any tumbleweed. That's my Bit Strips character, and you can probably tell I'm actually quite an attractive cartoon character. You can argue yourself if I'm actually attractive in real life, but I think my cartoon character is probably more attractive. So today we're going to talk about tomatoes or tomatoes, and for the Scottish people here, that's a fruit. So, or is it a vegetable? I'm not really too sure. So the question confuses experts. That is Alex Wilson. He's the most famous IOHA in the world. He's like David Beckham of Industrial Hygiene, except he's rubbish at football and he's not very good looking. So, as industrial hygienists, health professionals, we must be able to be effective communicators. We don't always speak the same language as safety people or business management, and poor communication can have serious outcomes in the workplace or in general. So messages can mean two things. In Scotland, messages means your food shopping. And also in England, it means email or internet. So I've, in the past, talked about going to the shops for messages and all that. Why do you do that? Anyway, a bit of 4x2. If you're a buildings merchant and Bob the builder comes in and asks you for a bit of 4x2, he might want to build something. But if that gentleman comes in, is that Robin Howie? Ninja Turtles or artists? If I talk to children and ask them who Michelangelo is or Leonardo, they probably say Ninja Turtles. If I talk to you, well, you probably say Ninja Turtles as well. Now this really annoys my wife. I'll be at home and I'll tell my children, eat your dinner. My wife says, it's not dinner, it's lunch. And I'll be like, whatever. But that's one of my specialities are there in the bottom corner. You can see there I've been working out. I think that the Carlsberg Special Brew was actually done before the GHS rollout. I think probably a few exploding men on the cans for Special Brew. So for those who don't know, a couple of my ex-girlfriends up there. Muñeca in Spanish means doll. We've probably all said it after a few beers in English. But in Colombia and Venezuela, muñeca's a compliment, but in Spain it's seen as quite sort of derogatory. Question I get asked a lot, is anything worn under the kilt? It's got two meanings. In fact, you can ask me later, I'll tell you the answer. Who here remembers Neighbours? There's got to be a few Australians in here. That is Japanese because that's what Google Translate said. He was an Australian who tried to learn Japanese and he insulted Mr. Udagawa's wife because he was trying to say hello, but he called her something that he shouldn't have. Rambling. There's been plenty of rambling getting done in the last couple of days, especially in the bar. Politicians ramble. In fact, I should have put a photograph of Nicola Sturgeon up there because she'll be the next Prime Minister of the UK. Here's me talking at a safety conference. Unfortunately, I've used Mike Slater's photograph, but we use quite a lot of big words like respirable, crystalline, silica, and people don't really know what it means. So effective communication, you have to understand your audience, know your material, what's the key message, why is it important for the audience, tell them what you're going to tell them again, and then tell them what you told them. What's the message? You build a story or you start with the punchline. Get the important points first. You use facts to support your message. And evidence, make sure you've got data that supports your conclusions. So the question is, are these tomatoes or tomatoes? Any ideas? Or tomatoes or tomatoes? I'll wait to the next slide. Is that 15 seconds? Well, it's both. It just depends on your audience. So we have to tailor our message to the people we're telling it to. You have a different message to a business manager or to maybe a welder. So your message has to be different depending on who you're talking to. So I've done it. Well done me. I think that deserves a round of applause, doesn't it? And if you want... 15 seconds. If you want to show your appreciation, you can buy me a drink at tonight's dinner for solving it. And also helps if you're famous. People believe famous people. And there, Alex Wilson is on telly again. So everybody believes Alex, but he doesn't know what he's talking about most of the time. And remember to be an effective communicator. And you might not see it, but that's the patient's leg getting held, so they meant to lift on 3. Thank you very much.